Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, a place where dreams take flight, with authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives and meaningful conversations, where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV. Download our app, USA Global TV. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. Thanks to our founder and executive producer, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang from Cloud Road Music. Voiceover artist Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. USA Global TV and Radio. Your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited.
Have you ever attended an event or been somewhere just going through your normal schedule of your day and had no expectation for something incredible to happen? Well, that's the story of our show today on Dr. Jacalyn, Unscripted. My co-host is someone I met through a third person. We were just doing a TV show together. And since then, we have developed an amazing friendship. He is a producer here at USA Global TV and Radio. He does his own shows in German, and he is my mentor. Let's welcome Mr. Roland Friedl to the program. Hello, hello.
Hello, Dr. Jacalyn. Hello to our audience. Hey, you look amazing.
Thank you so much. So do you. I think we both are refreshed and rejuvenated.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Yeah, but I love your hair, fantastic.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I love what you were sharing with me before the show started. You're in an area that has a certain animal that is prevalent everywhere. Can you tell us about this?
Yeah. Well, I'm on the way to Vienna, and I was looking for a spot where I can stay and for the whole day because we're producing a bunch of shows today. And I'm a member of, I have a membership, I don't know where to say, it's called, in German it's called Landvergnügen. It means there are hundreds or even thousands of farmhouses, wineries and so on. And you can go there with your camper van because I live in my RV, in my motorhome the whole year, and you can stay there for 24 hours or sometimes longer. So I called them if I can come and if the network is fine. So I'm here on an ostrich farm, these huge birds, a little bit aggressive and quite large. And they are very, very, very fast, but they're beautiful. And I love the eggs, I eat a lot of eggs. And, when I eat 6 to 7, sometimes 8 eggs a day, normal chicken eggs with the ostrich eggs, the lady told me it's the equivalent to 25 chicken eggs. So quite big eggs to have.
Wow.
It's beautiful here.
Do you prepare the ostrich egg the same way that you would a chicken egg?
Yes, the only thing is that for open the egg, you need a sledgehammer because and she gave me, by the way, she gave me an instruction how to make scrambled eggs. And she said, you need a sledgehammer and 2 different sizes and go shortly inside and don't let it fall because you can hurt yourself. They're quite heavy and big. So yeah, incredible.
So in order to open this ostrich egg, you need a sledgehammer?
No, that's, this not a sledgehammer, a driller. A drill is the right word.
A drill. That's even worse.
A drill, yeah, a drill. An electric drill to go through the skin, which is quite thick and very hard. And she said, yeah, you have to, first of all, you start with a 5mm thrill, and then with a 12mm thrill, and then you put away the skin, and then the eggs come out. And one egg is a serving for 5 to 6 persons on scrambled eggs. Quite huge.
It's amazing. So you haven't done it yet, but you're going to.
Yes, I will. Of course, I'm here. That's right.
I would love if you would videotape that. I've never seen that before. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's quite big.
It's so interesting in the last, what is it now, 5 years that you've been on the road in your RV?
Yeah, but it's the 5th year now, yes.
5 years. So as I've shared before, when you and I met, you were on Mallorca. You were in this big, huge, beautiful home. You were running yoga retreats and doing your other work. And then you decided, that's it. I am going out on the road. And you've never looked back. It always seems like you're very happy wherever you are, even though every day brings new challenges.
Yes, I absolutely don't regret it that I changed this. Absolutely. To be honest, I love the island of Mallorca. I love this house and everything. But, with 2020, everything changed. And at the end, I found out that I'm not owning a house. The house is owning me. It was a lot of work and actually a lot of costs, monthly costs, to be honest. And it was always a kind of dream to do, because I already had a motorhome, a huge RV, to live full time and not just for vacation, go full time. But to be honest, I was a little bit scared about it. And then, the relationship broke at the time, and I said, okay, what should I do alone in this house? Let's do it. Now or never. I never regret it.
I think it's so interesting because you and I are approximately the same age, although I'm a year older than you. Your birthday is coming up. But as we get older, I feel just personally that I need less than what I used to need. And it's almost like making a decision of, for the next 25 years, 30 years, which would be a miracle, how will I live? Where will I live? So I'm just wondering, based on what you're doing now, does this seem like something that you could do if you wanted to? Could you do this for the next 25, 30 years?
In theory, yes. In theory, yes. Because I met some gentlemen who are 80 plus, very fit and still driving around. Yes. But I don't know if I would go so long. And to be honest, I don't make such a plan. I'm thinking about maybe settle down for 6 months at least in 3-4 years and 6 months traveling, so not the whole year. But I don't make any plans. So my plan is not having a plan. I go with the flow. I love it, always finding new places, new spots, meeting new interesting people. I love it. To be honest, like a normal life, some days are just outstanding, some days are good, and some days are, oh my God, let's start tomorrow again because you didn't find a good spot for stay overnight, or maybe it was noisy or something like that. Yeah, but most of the time I absolutely enjoy it, 100%. Yeah.
Well, I think something that's really relevant that you mentioned is having the freedom to do what you want to do. If you own a home and you're not there, you're traveling, somebody's got to take care of it. You've got to have somebody checking on it, maintenance, landscaping, whatever it is that it might be. And to be able to go out on the road is very freeing. And for me, I really like that idea. I'm renting currently, and I like the fact that while I'm gone, I could just make a phone call. I can see the cameras in my place and say, okay, this needs to be fixed, that needs to be fixed, as opposed to there is no one checking on what's going on. I just feel like it gives me peace of mind.
Yeah, 100%. But, when you own a house, I believe we never own a house. The house owns us because there's a lot of stuff to do besides the cost. And you have to do a lot of stuff, or at least you have to organize somebody who is taking care of it. So, and I found out that when I look back on the time in Mallorca, it was a beautiful time, and I don't want to miss it. I spent 14 years there, but I have much more time now for myself. What really is important to me, because I don't take care about a house or something. My motorhome is, it's large, but it's much smaller than a house. I guess it's cleaned in 10 minutes, the floor.
I love that.
I have less stuff with me, and I guess there was a change in my value system. What is more important to me, and I don't want to judge it, but when I was younger, material things were very, very important to me, to be honest. And it was a good time, having this house and this cars and this traveling. And now I'm more into having time, being free. Of course, being healthy was always important for me, but having time for myself, for my family, for my friends, and just sitting there and reading, being creative, doing stuff I love. It changed. The value system changed.
Yes, I appreciate that. I feel the same way. I really loved my handbags and shoes, and now I'm selling most of them because I just don't care. I don't need them. It's just you wear the same things, you do the same things. And I know for me, my life is about my businesses and it's about education and learning. And of course, working out is the most important thing. It is interesting how priorities change as we get older.
100%. Yeah, it's changing, or not for all people, but for most people, it's changing. And it's funny because when I came here, I bought some stuff because you can stay here for free, and the deal is that you buy something at the farm, something, I don't know, eggs, meat, honey, whatever they're offering. So I bought some stuff, and then she said, yeah, we also, from this eggs, and the eggs, they make some deco material, lamps and different stuff. And she showed me everything. I said, yeah, I'm living in my motorhome full time. I cannot buy anything because I don't have the space, luckily, because I just came from an antique fair, beautiful fair, old furniture. And luckily I'm not in a house. So I don't buy anything because I can't bring it with me in the motorhome. So it has advantages when I'm in a motorhome. I only buy things when something is broken, and I replace it because I don't have that space, and it really keeps you away from consuming too much and or ordering too much, and maybe on an online shop or something like that. Yeah, you spend money more. You are more aware about spending money and consuming.
Absolutely. I feel the same as you. I know I have limited space, and when there's too much stuff, I literally feel like I'm suffocating. I just feel like I need some more space. I don't want all this clutter. And I just was speaking to somebody over the last few days about clutter, and some people really like their stuff. They don't want to let go of anything. They want to hold on to it for as long as possible. And it's interesting. I know even in my own life, when my mother passed away, she saved a lot of things from 40 years. And you look at it and you think to yourself, I wonder what she was thinking when she saved this. But part of what I think it is that people hold on to the memories, especially if someone in your life isn't there anymore and you have something of theirs. It's kind of like keeping the memory of them alive. But when you start to have everything that they had, everything that's in their home, it becomes overwhelming. And I think that is an issue for people, not just in this case, but letting go of things that no longer serve us, holding on to those pants that don't fit anymore for the day that maybe they'll fit at some point. But yet we're not changing anything about our behavior, and we're getting older and older. And it's kind of like, I let go of those. I had a pair of pants that I had since the 90s, and they fit up until 6 years ago. And to me, 6 years ago is not that long ago. I keep thinking, well, in 2020 they fit. Well, now I'm 63. So 6 years is a long time. And I could almost get them zipped up. Like if there was like an inch that it was too tight. And I kept thinking, well, maybe I could use a pin, a safety pin, and somehow connect them. And I'm thinking, why would I want to walk around with this pressure? Because in my mind, I'm not getting any older. And, I want a quick digression. We see this on Instagram and a lot of other places with these celebrities who are allegedly turning back the hands of time. And it really can't be done because you see what happens. People don't look normal. They look like something has been done. So I feel like as a society, if we were to embrace, and I know they do in some places in the world, that it's not only okay to get older and look older, it's a gift because many people don't make the journey.
100%. 100%. I mean, getting old and gratitude. I mean, I would never do something with me, with my face or anything. And I also said to my partner, please don't do anything. Growing naturally is okay. It's part of our game. And I'm wondering. I mean, when you're in a certain business where you just sell your body, I mean, or your physique or how you look like, I understand it. Okay, I understand it. when we talk about Hollywood or actresses, of course, because for actresses, it's even much more difficult than for actors, for men to get a job when they become older. I understand this, but for the rest of the population, why doing it? Why doing it? Why doing it? And the other thing is, most men don't like it when women are doing some surgery. I don't know why women are doing it. They always say, yeah, you want to look good, but for whom you want to look good? That's the question, because most men don't like it. So I don't understand the concept, to be honest. Maybe you can tell me.
No, I'd like to discuss it with you. And obviously, for our friends who are just joining us, we have no topic and we're just talking about anything that comes up. So I remember when I was growing up, there were certain people you would look to who were in Hollywood and you wanted to look like them. And if somebody said, oh, you remind me of so-and-so, it was like, oh, it was such an honor. And then you see that person, you remember them in a certain film or a certain TV series, and you see them cast in a role for someone much older, and they are older. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know who that person is. Like, I want to remember them from way back when they looked like this. And men typically, I'm going back years ago and I'm generalizing, they wanted a younger woman. So you would hear stories about men who would leave their wives for their secretary. We used to be a secretary. And again, generalizing, because their skin was different. Their energy level was different. And I think that that's been ingrained. And I kind of feel like when I look at my mother, she was always beautiful, even till the end. But she didn't look like she was 20 years old. So I think what it comes down to is you have a certain group of men who want a woman who looks substantially younger. And many times I think that's because the man himself is insecure and doesn't feel good about himself. So if he's with a younger woman, then that says something about him. But I don't know. I'm just hypothecating. What are your thoughts as a man?
Well, I know that some men are scared about their own, that they're dying in their 60s, 70s, so that they believe they can prolong it, their youth with a younger lady. A few of them, yes. Well, when you ask me as a man, of course I want to have a good-looking, young-looking lady. I mean, my partner, she's in her 50s, but she looks good because she's working out, stopped smoking, not drinking much, eating healthy. So I think looking young naturally because of a healthy lifestyle, I think it's much better than doing some surgery. That's my belief.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. But let's take, for example, okay, so you're 61. You're with a woman in her 50s. Okay, I'm 63. I'm single. So if I were to look for someone, it would be someone who's probably 63 or older. And so if a guy who's, let's say, 80 finds me attractive, then I have to deal with all the issues that are going to impact someone who's 80. And for me, just taking care of my mother for 3.5 years, you have to seriously look at these things. It's not like you're growing old with someone, right? It's not like you met them X number of years ago and this is the journey of life. And then for a guy in his 80s, can he keep up with me? Probably not. I don't see him going to Solidcore, but he probably can't keep up with me. So then you have to look at, well, do I really need someone in my life? Now, let's say that there was some guy in his 50s who was interested in me. I might think to myself rationally, well, how long is he going to be interested in me before another woman comes along who's younger? And it just makes sense. If you think about maybe a guy in his 50s wants to have children, hasn't had children yet. Well, it's not going to be with me. So there are things rationally, logically that make sense for why things are the way they are.
Well, first of all, I believe that most guys in their 40s and 50s can cope with you because you're so fit.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yay.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when we met in person, it was in June. It was a warm day. I don't know how many miles we made in the center of Vienna running around, and you're still keeping up with me. So you're very, very fit. So.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. And you're very fit also. So that's the point, though. Do you see yourself at 61 if you weren't in this relationship? Would you go out with someone who's 70? I'm laughing even saying it. Like, would you date a woman who is 70?
Well, to be honest, I don't care about the age. I care about how fit a girl is. I mean, when I meet someone in their 30s, yeah, what is quite young, half age of myself, and she's heavy smoking, drinking, sitting on the sofa, not moving. No, thank you. You know what I mean? No, thank you at all. For me, it's not a number of age. It's a number of mindset and how somebody is. Yeah, their belief system, their mindset. And if somebody's taking care about themselves and eating healthy and not drinking, occasional, of course, a glass of wine, but not really drinking, not smoking, into sports, not extremely, but into sports, into working out. This is for me much important than just a number, the age.
Okay, but let's talk. Let's just be very frank. Let's talk about what is very hard to cover up as we age, and that's our skin. I do not have the same skin as a 20-year-old, a 30-year-old, a 40-year-old. I mean, it's obvious, especially where I work out. A lot of the women are wearing midriff tops, and you can see their skin. And you know right away, you know that is not a woman who's in her 60s. And even if someone goes and gets surgery or gets, procedures, you can't get procedures on your entire body. I mean, let's be honest. Maybe you could, but there's some giveaway to the skin. So as a man, how do you feel when you see skin that is not supple in the way that it would be if you're in your 20s or 30s or 40s?
Well, my partner's killing me now. She has also some issues in two parts of her body, but yeah, it's part of the game. I mean, not in my 20s. I'm sorry. It is like it is. But she said, if I'm taking what I think about it, and I said, hey, it is like it is. If you want to change it. Change your diet, do more workout, focus more on different parts of the body and stuff like that. And then it's going to change. Maybe not 100%, but I know it's going to change. But do it because you want to do it, and it's not because of me. But you can always change. But of course, also here, my arm also here, I'm training out, but the skin is not the same. Same with me, and I'm not worrying about it. It's part of the game, And
so it happens with men too, is what you're saying.
Sorry?
It happens with men also with the skin.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, I'm happy with my skin, because I don't have, how to call it, cellulitis?
Cellulite.
I don't have this because I was always eating more or less a proper diet. But I see a lot of young men who are suffering from this in their 20s because their skin is breaking, or it's not elastic because they're not drinking water, they're drinking sodas and a lot of sugar stuff and so. Men also get it. It changed a little bit with men, but at the end, of course, it's we're getting older. It's part of the game, and but to be honest, I prefer a partner that has some issues with her skin instead of somebody who has a lot of trauma, a huge backpack, with a lot of trauma.
That's a very good point. It's a very good point. I feel like, and I'll just speak for myself, I feel like this skin issue, like there used to be something where if you pulled your skin like this and it stayed, like, I forget what it was, you could tell how the elasticity in your skin, right? And it starts to change. And so I know for myself, giving up wine and giving up sugar, today's day 129, which I'm not going back. So at some point, I think when I get to 6 months, I'll stop counting. But what I've noticed is that as I am leaning out, I still have the same skin, and that skin has been stretched a little, like over, like you can see it in the crease in the elbow here or at the knee. And I remember I think I shared this with you, but one day I was at hot yoga and I was doing shoulder stand and it put my legs up and I was like, what the hell is that? Whose knees are that? It looked like my knees were sliding down. And I was like, wait a minute. No one told me this was going to happen. I didn't get the book on, hey, by the way, your knees are going to move. And that was sort of a wake-up call for me that all of a sudden these things happen that you didn't expect. So I guess we can't obsess over it. But at the same time, I think it's part of dealing with the fact that as we get older, things change and maybe we didn't anticipate them.
Yes. I mean, when we're getting older, we dehydrate a little bit more. We know that people in their 60s and 80s, the percentage of water in their body is much lower than on a young person. And it's more difficult to keep the water in the body. And it's all about hydration and yeah, working out and nutrition. It's difficult, but but I'm happy with my body. But I know I'm getting older too. So I quit. So I personally quit carbs more or less. So I just eat animal-based food that really helped me to get away from sugar and from cravings. I do my best, but of course, I'm getting older. But to be honest, who cares? Who cares? It's part of the game. I mean, we all know that someday we're gonna check out, we're gonna die, or at least our body is gonna die. Or it's part of the game. I mean, why should I determine myself just on my body? I'm more than my body. I'm just more than my body. And my self-esteem doesn't depend on my body. And if I have an issue on that, I can change it. I do more workouts. I work out harder. Maybe I do a different diet, more fasting if I have an issue with it. But it doesn't bother my self-esteem.
No, I think that makes perfect sense. Yeah, I think that makes perfect sense. And I think also what I found that's really interesting is that I'm still getting stronger. And that to me is sexy. It's kind of like, well, if I take every class yesterday, I started running again. I went to solid core and then I went to GTX class, and GTX is half on the treadmill and half on the floor. And for the treadmill piece, we were doing intervals of 2 minutes and then switching with a partner who was doing things on the floor. And so I decided to do 1 minute walking, going uphill, and the other minute running. And I haven't been running since I fell off the treadmill in August last year. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to start running. And it felt great to know, because I always loved running and I think I'm a good runner. It's just that for some reason I trip with my right foot, like every now and then. It's kind of like a wake up call, like, oh, I might be falling off the treadmill again. But the point is that I am really grateful about the fact that I'm still able to get stronger with each class. And that to me is very sexy. So although my skin might not look the way that it used to, and by the way, when I was in my 20s, I didn't like the way my skin looked. So I could go back in history. I could look at, actually, when I was in the plane the other day, there was nothing to do. So I started going through my photos on my phone, and they go back to 2012. And so looking at some of the pictures, and I said to myself, you know what? I remember when that picture was taken and I didn't like how I looked then. So nothing's changed. It's obviously here.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's crazy. So let's talk a little bit about the work that you're doing as an author.
As an author?
Yeah.
Oh, English. Yeah. Well, I don't know if I can call myself an author already, but I published 2 books. I published a German book, or a book in German. It's Daddy, Where Are You? It's about 22 stories from different men and women from 7 different countries, writing down their story, how they remember in their childhood and their youth about their non-present dad. So it's a more psychological, personal development book. That's one. It's more to come on this. And there's a book out in English. It's called The Innovation Age. It's a business book. The content is a very practical one that I was facilitating or teaching to thousands and thousands of salespeople and sales managers all over the globe for tech companies, for the big tech companies over decades. That's a book. And the German edition, actually today I was editing. I spent 2 hours in editing. The German edition is coming out soon. So thanks to Red, who is supporting me, our dear colleague, who is also running her amazing shows. For example, the Corner Book Show and Talking Heads here on the show on USA Global TV Radio is supporting me. So I'm editing the book, and I finished almost 3 other books who will come out soon. I'll be a little bit careful about coming soon, because I found out the writing is amazing, but editing is a nightmare, to be honest. It's a nightmare. It's really an amazing job. So I'm more into writing because I love to share my stories. I love to inspire people. And I found out that this was the feedback of many of my delegates in my trainings or my one-to-one coaching or very close friend. They inspired me, encouraged me to write books, because I have a lot of stuff to say from my experience. And I want to go deeper and deeper, because I really love it. But the editing is something different. Maybe I should find somebody who does it for me.
Yeah, the editing is always challenging, but I think one of the other things that's very challenging is book marketing. In fact, Red and I just were on a panel discussion about marketing, and I think what happens pretty frequently is that we just think because we put a book out there that everyone is going to flock to it. And what people don't realize is that new books are being released every single day. Also, we may be releasing a book on the same day that some celebrity or some extremely well-known author, New York Times bestselling author, is releasing a book as well. And I'm excited because on Ingram Spark, which is a platform where your books get distributed to bookstores, I saw that yesterday 2 of my books were purchased. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. 2 of my books were sold yesterday in bookstores. Like, I didn't expect that, because on a regular basis, you might have 0 book sales. So I still think Amazon is the best place for people to publish, because you get so much exposure. But at the same time, being in bookstores makes a difference. But what kind of book marketing are you doing? Do you have any movie trailers or book trailers, I should say?
Well, the Daddy book was issued by a publishing house. And if you ask me if I'm happy, not really, because the communication with the publishing house is really bad. They don't do a lot of marketing, so it's up to me. The other book is I published on Amazon. So what I do is on social media, I always write a little bit about what I'm doing with the Daddy book. I'm reading. Sometimes I read a few pages on a video and publish them on TikTok. That's what I do. But it's difficult. It's challenging. But for me, it's more about for me the journey of writing than the publishing is. And I know, because I remember before I published my first book, I did some research, and I guess there's some figures from, I don't remember, 2023 or 2024, something like that.
I am in the YouTube studio, and I see your stream period.
And there are only a very few books who are bestsellers, or meaning are selling more than 100,000 copies. So I love writing. I love sharing my stories, my experience with an audience, but I don't have. I don't think that we're gonna get rich by writing books, but I love what I'm doing. But it's not about making money.
No, exactly.
Making money, maybe you have to write some novels or history novels or crime stuff or something like that. It would be easier. But I love to, I wouldn't say educate people. I love to inspire and encourage people. That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
I agree with you. And sorry, I'm actually producing another show at the same time I'm doing this. So if you're wondering what's going on, it's difficult to do 2 things at one time. But what I love about writing a book, and we were talking about this, Red and myself, at the conference that we were attending, is to give your voice meaning. And maybe the reason why you or myself or someone else is publishing a book is very different from someone else. To me, I like going to an event and having a book that I can sign and actually say, this is my calling card. Anything you want to know about me is in here. Let's get in touch. Because that to me is a lot different than walking away with a bunch of business cards. You're like, oh, I don't know who this is. I don't know who that is, which is why people started putting their photographs on their business cards. But for some people, it is to get rich. For some people, it's the notoriety. For some people, it's the credibility. And to me, like I mentioned, selling 2 books yesterday, one of them was My Tummy Hurts, my brand new book for kids. And the other one was Elevated Listening, my original book. It's kind of like maybe it was 2 different people who bought it. Maybe each of these people will take something away from the book. And to me, that is an honor that I get to have some kind of positive influence in someone's life, someone I don't even know.
100%. So yeah, that's my same goal is maybe I can reach somebody who I don't know personally, different town, a different city or whatever, and he or she is purchasing for any reason this book, and I can make an impact, a positive impact on this person's life. I never met him in my life before. Absolutely. Yeah. That's what triggers me. And to be honest, what I also found out, what I really love in writing books is I learn a lot about myself. I learn a lot about myself in writing books, about my creativity, also about my discipline in writing, doing editing and stuff like that. I learn a lot about myself, to be honest, on writing too. Yeah, it's an amazing journey, because just for me, it's not just writing. It's showing, it's just showing up and really share, because most of my books have a personal story. Sharing my personal story and being, I don't say brave enough, but being ready to share and not hide behind the curtain, and it's going public. And I remember my first book, I finished it 3 years ago. It took me 3 years to publish it, because I wouldn't say too shy, but I don't know. It was a huge step for me. And the interesting thing is, most people say, hey, Roland, you're producing, you're on TV and you're on stages. Why are you shy in publishing a book? I say, I don't know. But it's an amazing journey, and I'm very thankful for that. And I'm very thankful for you, Dr. Jacalyn, because my first experience was being part in one of your books, and from adversity to excellence. And then you introduced me to the Red. And so, yes, to this book. Yeah.
So I haven't had a copy of this book in years, and I ordered one for myself just so I could remember, because this was a big, important project where each chapter somebody was sharing their story. And to the point that you just made, when you go through something traumatic in your life and you actually share it through the written medium, it's so liberating. It's terrifying, but it's also liberating. And you put it out there in hopes that someone else will read it and come forward with their story. But I also think personally, my story is in there about when I was raped, and it was very therapeutic to put it out there, because when you're living in the shadows with something because you feel so ashamed, or maybe you feel terrified that it'll happen again, or that you'll be judged, it kind of puts an end to that, or at least the start of an end to it. And so to me, I really appreciate that you took the time to share with me what you went through, and that we put it into adversity to awesome. And now you have your own book and books. And I think it's just a tremendous testament to who you are as a person, and being willing to put yourself out there to help other people, as you always have.
100%. Yes. Yeah. Thank you again. Thank you for this opportunity, because it was a starting point for me. And with this daddy book, Daddy, Where Are You? It was also because my dad passed away 6 years ago, and had no time to talk to him. And we had a very bad relationship. Even we had no relationship together. And for me, it was a kind of, I wouldn't say therapy, but a kind of way to rethink about my childhood, but also to forgive him what happened in the past. And I'm just say thank you for being my dad, and you did the best that you could do. I mean, it wasn't always good for me, but maybe you couldn't do better. And it was really liberating for me, and a kind of healing. Absolutely. And that was the goal of this book, or the motivation for this book, is that I know many people have had the same issues with their dad. So yeah, that's all about it.
I think you just mentioned something that's really profound, which is sometimes we hold on to this anger about someone who's not here anymore. And, I'm like this because you did that, or he did that, or she did that. And that doesn't serve us. And I think if we can give people grace and just say what you said, the person did the best that they could, because many times it's what they experienced when they were growing up. And I know that we had a lot of dysfunction in our family going back generations, and people take what they take. And I don't know that people had access to a lot of the knowledge that we have access to today. You've done your shadow work. I've done mine. I think in prior decades, that wasn't really welcomed. It was kind of like, what are you doing? It's even maybe 20 years ago when people were working on themselves, it was kind of like, what are you talking about? The universe, spirituality, what is all of this? And so I think that as time goes by and people focus on their mental health, part of what we have to do is release some of the anger we have. That doesn't mean we have to forget, but in order to forgive someone, we're actually doing ourselves a favor.
100%. And what I learned and was also telling other people is, with this daddy example, is if you don't forgive your dad, or if you don't accept your dad, you don't accept half part of yourself, because half part is your mom, half part is your dad of yourself. So if you don't forgive them, you don't forgive yourself, because you're part of it.
That's right.
That was my learning, and it really helped me. And as you said, it's so good to let go, to speak it out, or to write it down, whatever it is. And another thing is what I learned from a friend of mine. I don't know how they count it, but we have 90,000 thoughts every day, and most of the thoughts are not good. They're not very self-motivating, whatever everything. And what I do is I have a book. Sometimes, I just write down what's in my mind. Just write down. So, for example, I have to write down what's in my mind. I don't know what. So I'm writing down, and it helps me to get rid of this in my head. It helped me to get rid of it out of my head, because I write it down. I never read it again. So a new page on another day, I never read it again, because I give it away. And I give my thoughts that are not very helpful and supportive in my life, in my career, I just give it away. And I learned this from writing. It's a kind of therapy, just writing down what's in your mind, and then it's gone. Then it's gone.
It's very freeing, very liberating. Well, my dear friend, our unscripted time has come to an end. So what would you like to share with people as we close out today?
First of all, thanks for joining us. And if you haven't done so far, we are recording live here. Go on YouTube. You see the recordings on Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck and USA Global TV and Radio. Sign up if you haven't done so. Hit the bell. And follow us for our other shows. In actually a little bit more than in an hour and 20 minutes, we're going to talk about It's Your Healthy Lifestyle, another healthy lifestyle show. So join us there and have a look how many other shows, colleagues, and topics are there. And if you want to contact me, go on my email. It's rolandfriedl.com is my website, and email is office@rolandfriedl.com. Easy to share. Thanks for connecting, and thanks for watching. And please subscribe and recommend it to your friends. It's all about sharing and caring. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And last night we were live, and we had a few people actually subscribe while we were live, and they let us know. So if you decide to subscribe while we're doing a live show, we're very happy to feature you on the program as well. Roland, thank you for being here. I look forward to seeing you in a couple of hours, and make sure you keep those ostriches very happy and well fed.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for joining us. Our next show is coming up. It's called Beyond Survival with Talia Smith. So do make sure to join us for that. And then It's Your Healthy Lifestyle. Roland and I will be back. Then Roland is doing 2 of his own shows in German. And then the Persistence Payoff Show with Kimberly Schaefer. So we've got a full day for you. Again, please do subscribe to our channels, USA Global TV and Radio, and Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. And you can see all the different types of content that our team is sharing. Do you have what it takes to be a TV show host? We are actively looking for people, especially people who speak languages other than English and want to share their stories. Take a look at this. It gives you great information about what's required and how to get in contact. See you again soon.
Hey, you. Psst. Yes, you. Watching this right now. Are you creating content, a blog, a podcast, a newsletter, going live on Instagram or TikTok, and still not seeing real visibility or growth? Here's why. Anyone can post, anyone can go live, but not everyone is positioned to be taken seriously. Right now, people are going to YouTube to search for experts, for answers, for credibility. So while you're putting in the work, someone else is being seen as the authority. Not because they know more, because they're positioned better. Now imagine this. Your own professionally produced TV show, marketed, distributed, optimized with SEO so people can actually find you. Not just seen, but searchable, discoverable, positioned. You're trained, you're coached, you're guided. No experience necessary, but you do have to be coachable, because this is about stepping into a higher level. This isn't about doing more, it's about doing it right. We've already built the platform, 2 YouTube channels, a global audience, a Silver Creator Award. So the question is, how much longer are you going to rely on temporary visibility when you could be building real authority? If you're ready to be seen differently, go to usaglobaltv.com and apply to host your own show. This is for individuals who are serious about investing in their visibility, their credibility, and their growth. If that's you, we're ready. USA Global TV and Radio, where your voice becomes your platform. Executive producer, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Videographer, Paul Garcia. Voiceover, Ed Vargas. All rights reserved. This production is the exclusive property of the USA Global TV and Radio and may not be reproduced, distributed, or used without written permission.
My Tummy Hurts by Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Meet Jackie. She loves recess, running with friends, and laughing on the playground. At school, Jackie tries to play like she always does, but suddenly the pain comes back. Lately, something feels different and her tummy hurts, sometimes a little and sometimes a lot. With the help of a caring teacher, a nurse, her mom, and a kind doctor, Jackie begins to understand what her body is trying to tell her. Sometimes tummy pain is more than a simple bellyache. Some children live with conditions like ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease. Jackie listens to her body. She asks for help. She knows she's not alone. And Jackie finds her way back to running, laughing, and being herself. My Tummy Hurts, a kid's guide to bellyaches and bathroom troubles by Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, available on Amazon and in fine bookstores around the world.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honoured to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/usaglobaltv. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.